So ever since Pokemon Legends Arceus was originally revealed to us almost a full year ago, there has been a lot of fan discussion on whether or not this would be the Breath of the Wild moment for the Pokemon franchise. And in today's video, I want to share my early gameplay impressions, as I am just over 5 hours into this game at the time of filming this video, and I want to boot it up together, showcase some of the early mechanics that you unlock, and some real discussion around how this has changed the Pokemon formula that we have seen hold tried and true over the years, and really share my ultimate impressions on the game, on whether or not I think this is a truly notable Breath of the Wild moment for the Pokemon franchise. What's up, Nation? If it's your first time on the channel, make sure you join Sunbro Nation by subscribing below, hit the like button on this video if you enjoy it today, and make sure you turn on your bell notification icon so you're kept up to date with all the newest gaming news. As I mentioned, guys, in today's video, we are booting up Pokemon Legends Arceus fairly early into the game, as this appears that it's going to be a very beefy, lengthy game, and I'm ready for every minute of it, but I am roughly just over 5 hours in at the time of filming this video, and we will keep it as spoiler-free as possible. I really don't think anything in early game is not really anything that you haven't already probably seen in the trailers. So everything that I have learned since I have played, I won't go into detail on things that I think may be spoilers for some of you, in case if you haven't had a chance to boot this up yourself. But without further ado, I do want to transition into some of the gameplay, because I got to tell you guys, 5 hours in, this is the most refreshing Pokemon experience I've had in years. And I did get out of some of the series and really the height of the popularity, I guess you could say, which is the DS era. And you know, the reason being is I really like to play things full screen on TV. I could do that with the Game Boy player, and you know, through the classic, like all the way red, yellow, blue, and I could do that with silver and gold, and I could even do that, of course, with emerald, ruby, sapphire. So like all those generations of Pokemon games I stayed up to date with by playing them through the Game Boy player. I then kind of got out of the series into the DS era, which of course is really like regarded as some of the best games in the franchise. And then, of course, I got back into it on the Nintendo Switch, as you can now play things full screen again on a TV, which is a very enjoyable experience for me. I really got into the Let's Go games with the shiny hunting specifically. I enjoyed it. It was a good return to form in the classic, you know, Pokemon layout. But then, of course, a lot of the hardcore fans were kind of turned off by how simplistic that game was. And while I do agree with that, it was still very enjoyable for me. Then you have Sword and Shield, which I liked through and through. It kind of gave us a little taste of what we get here, which is like they introduced the wild area for the first time. And of course, now we have not an open world experience. And of course, you've probably seen online now, people really compare this game a lot more to what you'd say like a Monster Hunter than something like a Breath of the Wild moment. But I'll talk about a few of the similarities when it comes to Breath of the Wild and Pokemon, as I just think, oh wait, what am I doing here? I need to switch that out with X. I just think that this game in particular has some references to Breath of the Wild in a lot of ways, but not everything has to be a true open world Breath of the Wild experience for it to be really enjoyable. And that's kind of where I'm at right now with this game, is I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the change up. Sword and Shield was great, and I did enjoy that game as well, but it just wasn't something that we'll initiate a battle here so you guys can really see how this works, because this is another thing that's such a different style in this game, is you don't have to go encounter a Pokemon and then you have, of course, the classic animation before you can fight. You can even, while you're doing your fighting, you can actually walk around the battle, which is a really nice touch. And I think that this is exactly what I've wanted in terms of just all the right changes at the right time. It feels fresh and different, but it also retains some of that classic strategy when it comes to Pokemon battles and things like that. And you know, by the time I played Shining Pearl, it just kind of occurred to me that I wasn't really enjoying the game as much as I thought I would. I was getting decently far into it, and really just kind of feeling like I'm ready for something different for the Pokemon series. And ultimately, here, let's see if we can sneak up on this guy so he doesn't run away. There's a lot of different tactics on how you can catch Pokemon. You can even throw items at them and things to distract them. Sometimes you want to battle them first. I'm obviously like in the very like low level area of the beginning part of this map here, but this just to be clear is one of the most fun changes to what a classic Pokemon formula is. You have an element of danger in here, as well as obviously we have this alpha Pokemon just completely strouting around. And so let's just show what happens If he sees me, I am now actually threatened, as I just got hurt there. And if you die out in the wild area like this, you will actually lose items. So there is a price to be paid. He's probably, yeah, he's shooting a water shot at me. Let's just get on my mount and get out of here. Like, you can definitely evade the danger pretty easily. But I love that element of danger in this game that I really wasn't feeling with you know, most recent installments of Pokemon. Like, it was pretty easy not to die. And not saying this game is hard by any means. Surprisingly, the only way I've actually died so far was doing a ridiculous jump from a ridiculous height oh, you know what? I might be dying right now because my character cannot swim. But a ridiculous jump from a ridiculous height that I could not, you know, recover from, because apparently, oh, and I guess this doesn't actually kill me. It just kind of puts me in a danger state for a moment. Let's go into the further area of the wild here. But yeah, so for me, the only way I've died was just jumping off of a super high cliff down low. That will definitely kill you, and you will lose items. So that was like kind of a surprise to me. I didn't expect that to happen when it did. But just so you guys can kind of tell, or so I can kind of explain a little bit of the structure of this game, it is very like, okay, so to be transparent, it starts off pretty slow. That's the one downside I will say. They are definitely doing a good job, or just a very thorough job, I guess you could say, of making sure that you know the new mechanics, because it's such a change to the formula. And I would say they go into about as much detail as, like, if you were somebody brand new to video games in general, they go into so much detail about how everything works, and kind of like some slow dialogue portions explaining things that pretty much a brand new gamer could figure it out without too much headache. So it does start off slow. You get to the portion where you're actually doing your quests and your missions and things. There's side quests, which are called requests, I believe is the correct term for that. And then there's missions, which are like your primary quests, which will drive the story. And you can choose when you want to go do a main quest and when you want to go do a side quest. You always have your home base. You have a nice little map structure here to kind of keep you guided with everything. You can always go in and look at your missions and your requests and kind of, you know, see what all the game has to offer, or what you should be doing if you know, put it down and forgot what you were supposed to be doing to progress the story and things. Now, one thing that will come up also, besides that nice mission structure, and that's probably like a very high point of the game, you can see that while the graphics look nice, they're not the best in terms of just tech performance. Like, you're probably noticing, especially while I'm running here, the way that you'll see kind of textures pop in or grass pop up as you come through. It's like it should have rendered in earlier than it did, and it kind of comes in last minute. You'll also notice things like you'll notice really low frame rates. Oh my dear God, that's an Abra. I don't have one of those, and I really wish I wouldn't have scared it away just running around. Well, it's okay. I'll get an Abra later on. But yeah, you'll see some things like that, and I definitely think that the graphics are really a fair gripe for this game. Let's see if we can take on this red bird here. I don't believe I have the ability to do alpha Pokemon, but I might not. It might not be an alpha Pokemon. Like, there's some Pokemon that are just in like angered states, and so that might be this guy here. But so if I want to initiate a battle, you know, I can throw my Pokemon out and actually try to battle him, and we'll see how this goes, because I don't know what level this dude is. So I'll either get messed up here, or we'll have you know, the potential for victory. Nope, he completely devastated me. And why is his level not showing up? Oh, we got a 32. Yeah, I got to get out of dodge, guys. So in this particular scenario, I'm going to run away, get back on my mount. So that'll be a little bit later in the game once I start getting, you know, higher leveled and things. And I know you will be able to take on alpha Pokemon as well. Here's one Abra saw me, one did not. So let's see if we can sneak up on this here. So you kind of get the idea of whenever you're playing in the wild area. I probably need like stealth items and things to not scare away Abras, because they're pretty. Oh no, he's just teleporting around. Okay, see now. See if we can sneak up on our friend Abra here and catch him. And see, in some cases, you don't even have to battle the Pokemon if you surprise him. Now, I believe I want to get away, because if he does get out of the Pokeball, nope, we got him. We're set. All right, Alakazam is by far and away one of my favorite Pokemon, so Abra will be joining my team very shortly. But yeah, you will kind of get the idea of how you progress, how you catch more Pokemon. There's a lot of stuff to do with like research, where you might want to catch the same Pokemon multiple times over, because in the Pokedex it wants you to. So there's definitely elements like that. An interesting thing, like if you were a fan of the classic Pokemon formula, a very interesting thing is, from my understanding, I don't believe there's any kind of like gym battles. There is quote unquote trainer battles, as you know, there's other people that you will battle traditionally like you did in the old Pokemon games, but it's not about going and getting eight gym badges in this game. It's about ranking up as part of like the crew, as part of basically the galaxy force or whatever they're called. You're going to get a higher rank the more missions you complete with them, which will make you a more valuable member. And ultimately, you'll, unlock new areas. As my understanding is also that this is only the first area, and you can kind of see, if I zoom out of the map here, how large this really is, because everything you've seen me running around in so far is this right here, and we still have all of this to unlock. So I am more than ready to continue to explore and open these zones up. And while it's not Breath of the Wild in the sense that you can just straight up go anywhere from the get-go, it is very Breath of the Wild in the scope of the land compared to how Pokemon games normally are, because they're normally very linear, and in this game, of course, we have this option for vast exploration. So since we've seen a little bit of the gameplay out in the wild, and you kind of get the idea of that you're going to want to capture Pokemon, we'll quickly travel back to the base camp and actually teleport back to the town, so you can kind of see the hub area and things that this game has to offer, because it is a hub, and then you go out and you go into different sections of the game. But I just think it's done in a really good way, and I think that this is like, even if it's not totally there for everybody in terms of what they want from a Pokemon experience, like, it's so different enough for me that I could not be more happy with the structure of what they presented here, the intensity in some of the moments in combat, how you initiate battles, and how you capture Pokemon. Like, all of the changes are a win in my opinion. And I think that if maybe they don't ever go full on Breath of the Wild for a Pokemon game, this is getting it towards that direction. As we may just one day see a truly Breath of the Wild open world, from the get-go Pokemon game. I don't think we have to see that. I think that they can continue down this path and actually make it just as enjoyable, if not more, in its own way, with a nice mission structure and quest structure and things like that. So it's, in terms of like an action RPG style game with a Pokemon skin over it, that's more what this is than a traditional Pokemon style of experience. I think it's like a 10 out of 10 for me right now. I'm legitimately enjoying every single minute of playing through this game. You do have a lot of controls over the camera and the environment. You can, zoom, like with the L trigger here, you can zoom into a first person perspective. And again, while the graphical fidelity could arguably be very much overhauled and upgraded in a lot of ways, I still think it's great. You also have a lot of things in terms of like, I don't think I'm going towards like a crafting area. In fact, no, that's back here. But you have different other mechanics that they've added in, such as crafting Pokeballs now, which is really nice. You can run as well whenever you're just in your free form. One of these over here is the crafting shop. I normally do it out in the camp, so I don't know exactly where it's at. Here's my item storage. And I'll show you guys this real quick. You have a bunch of different items that you'll collect along the way. And, ultimately, once you run out of inventory spaces, you can store things. Like, it's definitely got a lot of ideas, I would say, from a Breath of the Wild game. It's just kind of laid out in a different way. And, as I find materials and things, you gotta stay pretty stacked on Pokeballs, just because here's our crafting station, just because as you go out, you're going to want to catch everything that's new that you see, and if you don't have a Pokeball to do so, you won't be able to even attempt to catch it. And then of course, as time goes on, you'll unlock more advanced balls that you can craft. And it's really cool how they're making this feel like it's a game in the past. Like, everything in terms, like, the Pokedex itself is like a paper book as opposed to like an electronic machine, of course. So in my humble opinion, this game is a win through and through. We got the moves lady right here. And so you can, adjust all the moves in your Pokemon. I really do think that this was a needed change for the Pokemon franchise. And I think that a lot of fans who maybe, if you really hardcore love the old formula, there's a 50-50 chance on if you'll want more of that than what this game is. But if you were somebody like me who was more ready for a change and a new direction for a Pokemon game, I personally really believe that you should check out this title. I mean, I think it's a must play. and I think that it's one of these games that I can see myself putting over 100 hours into it at the, you know, early portion of just playing through and experiencing what it has to offer so far. So I want to hear from you guys at this point in the video, what your overall impressions have been of the game so far, if you have picked it up, and if you haven't, let me know, you know, what you've been hearing and what will maybe sway you one direction or another with the title, because obviously I still have a lot to figure out about this game, as 5 hours is not very much in terms of how much content this has overall. So I know we're going to unlock some different ways to travel around. We're going to see a much vast, more big style map later on. There's even like boss fights and stuff that you'll encounter along the way, or what is kind of claimed to be boss fights, where Pokemon actually have health bars. Like, there is a lot of different new things that would have never happened before in a traditional Pokemon game that take place here, that have me very happy and very excited to see what it's going to have to offer as time goes on and as I get further into this game. But as I mentioned, guys, I want to hear from you in the comments down below if you are enjoying your playthrough so far and what you think about it, and if you're somebody who's on the fence on purchasing this game now that you've seen more of it and you see people talk about it and share their opinions online. Are you leaning towards picking it up and checking it out for the first time, or are you somebody who thinks you may just skip this one altogether? So I do look forward to hearing from you on all things Pokemon Legends Arceus in the comments down below, and your opinions on whether or not this is a true Breath of the Wild moment for the Pokemon franchise. Thanks so much for watching the video today, everyone. I do truly appreciate you all sticking around until the end. I do, at this point in the video, want to invite you all one more time to join Sunbro Nation if you haven't done so already. Do so by subscribing below, hit the like button on your way out if you enjoyed it today, and make sure you turn on your bell notification icon so you're kept up to date with all the newest gaming news. That's going to do it for me, guys. I hope you all have a great day. Sunbro Nation, out.